So this is my first time ever driving the drill and my first ever seeding lesson. Oh wait, I touched the steering wheel, so did it? Oh good.
All four of those are green, and actually that does throw it out.
Yes.
And then that's the resume button where this is the up and down.
So you hit this button forward?
Yeah, this button forward.
Oh, awesome.
Those all four have to be green before it's auto steering, and this raises it in and out of the ground. And see that? You can see if your hydraulics are running.
Yes.
That means they're running. So like if I'm pushing it in, see, so we're going, if you were pushing it in the ground, it's already in the ground, so it's still trying to push it in deeper. So then you flip it back just a little bit. You see what I'm doing? You can see it's running, but it's in the ground, so you just give it a little flip, and then it shuts it off, so the hydraulic is, that one has to be going all the time because the fan is on.
Interesting. Okay.
We have enough for a couple passes, probably, fertilizer and seed.
Well, of course. Are you going to wave?
No, I'm not waving. I had a shotgun and shoot it out of the sky.
Can it ever hurt the drill to go through the coulee?
Well, if it's real deep washout, you wouldn't want to do it, but these little things, it really doesn't. The only seeding's that deep, like an inch or inch and a half. So you don't have to have a very big washout where it's just to drop it on the ground.
So this first one, if you lift it up, that lifts the implement up, and then pushing it down pushes it down?
It raises the drill out of the ground so it stops seeding, and then you push it back down in and it starts seeding again once it goes down so far.
And then you give it one click back so it's off?
Yeah, you always, like if you were putting it in the ground, you go like that.
Yeah.
And once they get in the ground, then you just tap it back so the hydraulic stops pumping.
Okay. Crazy not to have your hands on the steering wheel and be in a moving tractor. But also if you bump it, it takes it off, which is scary.
Then you have to
press the button again.
I have it set for 100 and it's seeding a little bit more. It's just telling you.
Oh yeah, we're only going, well, 5 miles an hour is a lot faster than I went in Combine.
See, you can't see anything
behind the tank.
Behind the tank. If people don't like any tracks in their field at all, then they have the toe between, because when you look over there, you don't see any tracks. But if you look at Darcy's,
you do always see a track.
There's always be that cart track, but it's riding up on top of the furrow, so it doesn't really, unless it's really wet, you wouldn't even notice it after a while.
We're not that meticulous, though.
Yeah, we're lucky to get it done.
Yes. Yes, exactly. And whatever drill is the most reasonably priced. Well, we use all used equipment, and...
Well, not always, but once in a while we buy some.
Majority.
I bought that tractor that Darcy and that drill that Darcy's thing, I bought that brand new. I bought both of them brand new at the same time.
Oh, wow.
Start lifting it now. It's coming up. Now you turn. A little bit less sharp.
So it doesn't hit.
Yeah, it's that tire. So we get back around here.
And now hit the...
Not yet. Now hit it. Now put your hand on that thing again, and when we have to start going down a little bit beforehand. Not yet.
And everything's going. Thank you for the drill lesson, Uncle Chris.
Tap it up.
Oh, and one gear.
A little bit fast. I always slow down on the corners. It gives me more time to do things.
Yes.
And then I used to slow down with the throttle, but it keeps the fan steadier if you don't mess with the throttle.
Tank 1 has seed. Tank 2 is switched off because it doesn't really have any fertilizer left in it. And then tank 3 is fertilizer. And it even has images of how full your tanks are.
Yeah, they're guesstimates. It's a sonar type thing, so it's not real accurate. It'll tell you before you run out.
Well, that's helpful. We only have 2 bars of seed left on our image. Now we're about to go through the coulee, which will be double seeding. Oh my gosh, it did. It just added another bar of seed.
That's because it
Huh?
bounced down.
Oh, that's hilarious. Would you shift down now?
Yeah, click it down here. Click your thing back. Your auto steer.
Did it go?
Nope.
Oh, there we go. Now we've lost our extra bar. Do rocks in the field ever affect?
They'll knock the hose off or something. You see a big rock, or you just slow down and go around it. Occasionally we have great big rocks.
It will give you the alarm that you're close to empty. Will it give you another alarm when you are fully empty? Oh.
I don't know. It gives you a low tank. You have some leeway because obviously you want to be able to go down to the end of the strip, you know. But like if it beat now, it wouldn't have 2 miles worth of leeway.
No. But it would probably make it to the end of this strip.
And that's all based upon how much you're seeding, seeding rate.
Oh, yes. Is 63 pounds an acre, would that be average for the area or what we usually do?
Oh, usually about a bushel. It's a little bit.
And a bushel is 60 pounds.
Yeah. They always say a bushel and a peck. So I don't know what a peck is.
A bushel and a peck.
It depends sort of on the side of your seed. I mean, some people seed for population, you know, so they figure out the size of the seed and how many plants you want per square foot.
Yes.
And they seed according to that. There's formulas for that, but we always just seed about a bushel, a little bit over a bushel.
A bushel and a peck. Do you ever do the formulas to figure out how much plant population per square foot?
I have in the past.
And you've been doing it so long too, it's second nature.
Well, not everyone, not everyone. If you have real expensive seed and it's a foundation seed or something, you don't seed that much. It doesn't cost you much to do that. Most people seed around a bushel, 55 pounds to 65 pounds. Some varieties don't stool as much, so you have to seed a little bit more, like Durham. Durham is a pasta weed. It doesn't stool as much as winter wheat. You have a plant and it grows little plants off to the side, stools.
Oh, okay.
Instead of just one plant per one seed, the seed will give you 2 or 3 little plants.
Oh, interesting.
Durham doesn't stool as much, so I always seed about 70 pounds of Durham. So you get your plant population where you have a nice stand.
So we filled the tanks of the drill. Now we're back in the tractor cab seeding.
It beats when you pass the seeding stuff.
Where does it say you're seeding that?
About 1.5 inches.
Does it say on the screen?
No. You set that on the implement. It doesn't say anywhere. The boot is what's bolted. The shank is the curvy thing.
Yep.
The boot is like your shoe. It goes onto your foot.
Yes.
Drill shoes, they call them. Boot for the drill shoe.
That's
Put new shoes
wonderful. Wonderful. And now I can remember.
They call them drill shoes. Drill boots. The boot is the shoe.
Wow, that makes so much more sense now. Well, thank you, Uncle Chris, for the wonderful explanation.
Yeah, well, then the expression, if you have to walk, you have to shank it. You're on your shanking it. That's an old expression.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
You have to use your shanks.
Oh my goodness. Wow, I never knew that. That's incredible.
But see, this barley got totally hailed out last year. It was really early. They wouldn't adjust it because it was too early. It actually grew back. It wasn't a good crop, but a lot better than I thought it would have been. I was rather surprised.
That's great then.
Tell him that, Darcy, this is the last pass. We're going to do one more.
Darcy, this is the last pass. That's a tough one.
All right.
Well, I got it.
You want to keep that drilled. You don't want it backing up if you can avoid it.
Okay.
And that, if it's backing up, you're pretty close to the thing, see? Now go ahead and push your button.
Oh. Should I put it down now?
Yep. Hurry. Put it down. You're going to miss it. I don't know what button you pushed, but you didn't push the auto steer.
How many acres can each drill do per day? What's the maximum?
I don't know that. It just, if you have no breakdowns, I suppose about 200 acres a day or maybe.
Per drill?
Yeah, probably.
So 400. And if we got 300 done today, then that's really a wonderful day for
there's one going
a breakdown.
all the time. So yeah, each drill should do over 200 acres a day. If you have seed and fertilizer to them and they run all the time, probably more. By the time you move and stop and fill and trucks and things, you get $400 to $500 acres a day.
How old were you when you started driving the drill for seeding?
I suppose 14, 15, I suppose, maybe, I don't know, maybe younger.
That's awesome. What were the first types of drills you remember running?
John Deere LZ drills, and you used to have to shovel the fertilizer in and shovel the seed in. You had a truckload of seed and a truckload of fertilizer, and you had a slide, and then you'd drive it along real close to the press wheels, put the slide over and shovel them full. And then we eventually got augers on the trucks.
Ooh, awesome. That must have been exciting.
Yeah. When Dad first started, they used to use bagged fertilizer.
Oh, really?
50-pound bags. You'd cut, slide them open and put them in the drill. But then he used to slice them open and put them in the truck because it was easier to shovel than to handle the bags all the time.
Wow. How many drills did you used to have to run?
We used to have 32 foot and 40 foot.
Oh, wow.
And then we had,
So just two?
Yeah, 2 sets of drills. We always also had 2 sets of drills. It used to take longer to seed too. So,
How long would seeding have been normally?
2-3 weeks, a month. I don't know. Depends how much you seeded.
And what would be the average time it takes for seeding now?
10 days, 2 weeks, maybe. Just depends how much you're seeding. You don't often get to seed all at one time. A lot of times we used to have rains and you have to wait a little bit, which is a good thing. It's a good thing. Anytime it rains, it's a good thing.
Especially for seeding.
We had, about an inch and a half about, a week ago or so, a rain. Otherwise it would be really dry.
Oh, it would be terrible.
Yeah, horrible. So, but
even though we got the rain and we weren't happy to stop harvest, it made it great for seeding.
But it's not very much, and it'll go away real quickly. That's why
it's important to get it in the ground while there's moisture.
Yeah, last year I think we missed the
moisture.
window. It got hot and dry again, and the early seeding was better, and almost always is. So we're about out of fertilizer too, see?
Yeah, we only have 2 bars left. And we're almost halfway through our seed.
No, not really. It just goes down funny. It'll stay there for a long time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm driving the tractor without driving the tractor. No hands on the steering wheel.
See, and then when all this stuff breaks down, you want to stop seeding, you get spoiled. Now me, if it breaks down, I just keep, as long as the drill goes, I just
keep going.
It doesn't matter. I'm not too fussy about the straight. You get more seed in the ground in a curve than you do in a straight.
I very much enjoy the auto steer. It's a great luxury. I can't imagine just having to watch and drive the whole straight line for a mile and then another mile and then many miles and acres.
Some people are really good at straight lines. I never was. So I never worried about it too much. If you weren't no-tilling, you'd have to have smaller fields because if you were plowing, the reason they had smaller fields then because dirt blew.
Yes.
And now you have the stubble to hold it.
The Dust Bowl days.
Because we're no-tilling.
But no-till, you have the stubble, but if you till, you don't.
Right. And you notice when you're combining the ridges
yes.
in the field, that's every 20 rods.
Where the old field used to end.
Where the old field edges. and they'd summer fallow, and the wind in the winter would fill the first 5-10 feet of stubble right up to the height of the stubble, whether it was 2 inches or 4 inches or 6 inches.
Yeah.
And over the years you have those humps, and it takes a long time. Well, you don't move much soil, even when you're plowing or seeding, you don't move very much dirt, so it takes a long time for them to smooth out, if they ever will be smoothed out. I hope we have enough seed. I think we should. Had 400 and some. You filled twice.
This is our last pass for the day. Thank you so much for the lesson in the drill and letting me drive, Uncle Chris.
Well, you're welcome.
And also all of the great knowledge.
Well, hopefully I'll be able to get out of here and don't. You're just learning a new job.
Yes, I am. But this has been fantastic, so thank you.
You're welcome.
Make sure to like and subscribe to learn more about how your food gets to your table. And follow Kate's Egg on Instagram, KATES_AG, and on Facebook and Pinterest and TikTok. But make sure you're following my official TikTok and not the fake account. So my official TikTok is KATES_AG, and it says official account in the bio. So make sure you're looking out for that. You can also visit the Kate's Egg website, KATESAG.com, and purchase a Kate's Egg tote bag. Thank you so much for watching.